Carolina Custom Guitars. I'm Danny.
And I'm Ben.
And today we're going to be showing you how to make a trim block for a Floyd Rose trim. I guess it could be used for any kind of trim system, but mainly people want them for Floyd Rose trims because if they have a wonky, cheap licensed trim and it's doing stuff to their guitar and it'll never stay in tune, people want to know how to block that up.
Right.
Basically turn their guitar either into a regular trim, not a floating, or a fixed bridge.
Yeah. And this is one of the guitars that Mark brought us on our last Christmas special.
Yeah.
And said he doesn't play it.
Yeah, said he doesn't play it because it's always out of tune.
He wants a fixed bridge. Basically, he hates floating trims.
Yeah, he hates this floating trim right here. It's a licensed one off of a Squire type guitar, so I know they don't really spend much money on this.
No.
So
not him.
Yeah.
Buzz. Terrible intonation.
Yep. So we're gonna take a look at it and create a trim blocker for it, and this is gonna be basically a do-it-yourself trim blocker at home.
See what we can do. Then we'll set it up and see if it works.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Let's get after it.
Shut up.
You shut up. You should get to it, and I'll get after it.
All right. Exactly.
Later.
Check you guys. All right. So to make our bracket, looks like we're going to use a piece of 1/8 inch steel, flat bar steel. It's 1/2 inch wide. Should give us what we need, right, Dan?
Should.
Alright, so let's make a few measurements real quick. We've measured and found out that we have a maximum of 2 inches from the block of the trim system to the spring claw. So we're going to go probably about 1.5 inches, right?
About 1.5 inches
From the
edge.
block, right?
From the edge of the block, and then we're going to need a little bend in there.
Yeah.
The maximum height of that can only be 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch, and once we center that 1/2 inch, we'll put about 1/4 inch up on that block. But we're gonna test it and see. We just don't like spending money and buying other people's stuff, right?
Right.
All right. So let's make a few marks. 1.5 inches plus 1/2 inch is going to give us 2 inches. Boom. And just because I've got it, I'm going to make a straight line. All right.
What tool did you just use to make that straight line?
I made that with a square. All right. So, anyway, we need a 1/2 inch turn. We put a little mark there. Get the square back out. Let's see, make a little mark. And that's going to be the size of our bracket. You can always test it. So, another smart thing would probably make our holes before we bend it or anything. So we're going to do one about center here. And that's about right. We're going to need 2 to screw into the body. I like that. So, safety first, fellas. Take a clamp it on that side. And this is going over here. It's probably going out of shot, but nobody cares. Y'all don't want to know where the clamp goes. And don't bump the camera.
Why? I have a question.
What?
Why would you bump the camera like that?
Well, I don't know, man, because I could.
Alright.
And I did. So we're going to drill some holes. Let's move the camera and give it a shot.
Go on.
Alright, we've got it clamped up. We're going to take one of these things. We call it a screw-majiggy. And some of these things, screw-majiggy hole makers. And we're going to put holes right on these marks. So the first thing we're probably going to have to do, these are the screws that we're going to screw into the body. I don't know if we can zoom in on that or not. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, either way. If it don't look good, we'll cut it out so you'll never see it. Anyway,
Sink it in post.
they're just some brass screws. So we find a drill bit that's going to match the diameter of the shaft on this. Come on, Danny, laugh. I said shaft. I said shaft. Laugh. Alright, it's too big. Well, actually want a little bit of clearance now that I think about it. I did tell you we didn't come up with a real plan yet. So we're going to find one that's bigger than the screw. So it'll slide through nice and easy. Looks like that's going to be 11/64. Yeah, good. We'll go with that. We'll test it after we drill it. Alright. Make sure this is absolutely perfect because it doesn't matter. By the way, if you value your table, don't do that. I don't, because it's a work table. It's meant to get drilled in, screwed. I can always replace it. Just a piece of plywood. One hole down, one more to go. Alright. Make sure you get these finger getters out of the way. With your bare hands so you cut yourself. That's what I like to do. Looks like screws are going to fit perfectly. Now for just a little bit of added pleasure of mine, we're going to countersink these holes a little bit. Just make it look better, work better, feel better, look more professional. That's what we do.
It'll sit flush against the bar.
We're professionals. So
Don't try some.
or do
or try.
Yeah, I say try it.
Yeah, just
Spend the money on tools and try it. Very nice.
Countersink bits are a good thing to have.
Yep. The good ones will cost you a little bit of money. What did I spend on that one the other day, Danny? It's like 20 bucks,
Probably.
something like that. Totally worth it. All right.
It does bring an added level of professionalism to
Yep.
any project you're doing.
I mean, look at us. We just ooze professionalism. All right.
Oozing something.
Next trick. Always clean up behind yourself, right onto the floor. Like that. Alright, we're still going to need another hole, but this one's going to be just a touch bigger because, I don't know if you can focus on that or not, but I have screws that we use to tighten up against the block, tone block.
Tone block of the trim system.
So let's find a bit that matches this. I almost have a complete bit set here, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. The only one I'm missing is the good one. Always put your tools back. It's a lesson I'm slowly learning through life. Slowly.
Very slow.
Very slow. Alright. Not quite.
So that one's probably going to need plenty of clearance as well, right?
Yeah, because it's going to have to move somewhat. Looks like a 1/4 inch bit. It's going to work. If you go to the store, the screws you're going to use, I don't know if we can focus on that, but it's a metric Allen head screw. So take those measurements if you want. Probably the exact same thing. We may or may not put it in the description. You'll just have to find out at the end of the video.
Definitely don't look beforehand.
No. Alright. So I pulled out the 1/2 inch and believe 1/4 inch, I'm sorry, and put it right back. Like I was never going to use it. Okay. So we're going to drill the 1/4 inch hole up here where the little adjustment bolt's going to go. Probably as close to center would be great as you can get it.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I'd imagine. Alright. And let's be a little bit more safe about this one so it doesn't completely destroy our piece of metal. I'm going to put a clamp.
You don't want to pre-bend.
No, we don't want to pre-bend this thing. And if you got a drill press, that would also be great. and maybe a little bit of oil. Keep it cool.
Keep a little bit of friction down.
I have none of that with me right now. So we're just going to keep going this way.
Drill till you find wood.
Hey, it worked, didn't it? Mm-hmm. All right, does this screw fit in here nice and smooth? Seems to. And just to knock the burl off the edges of that, we're going to just lightly touch it with the countersink. So just a little quick, just like that. Everything's up in your way now. But let's see. Brush this off. Flip it over real quick. Give it a quick shot with the countersink again. It should also help it stay flat in the body. So that's that. A couple things we might end up doing with this. We're thinking about just spot welding a nut onto the end of this, so it's permanently fixed nut that we can screw in and out. If that doesn't work, we've got 2 nuts, and we'll just do the 2 nut trick. This is an experiment, so once we get it figured out, you'll see the end product.
So it looks
at the end.
So it's like we did it in one shot.
Yeah.
But we'll edit it as such to make it look real good, like we know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, but we won't do that, will we?
We'll edit some of it.
Some, not all of it.
Because I already swore one time.
You will see the mistakes that we've made. So, I guess the next step is going to be cutting it. No, bending it.
I would bend it when you have some leverage on it still.
We're going to bend it. Also, I want to shape the edges a little bit, get some of the painful bits off of it. So we'll get the angle grinder out. We're going to readjust the camera and we'll be right back. Alright, next step, let's grind some of these sharp edges off while we still have a little bit of leverage and see what happens. Nice and quiet. Alright, easy as that. Alright, step
17.
One of the steps we're at now, we're going to try to bend this angle at the first line we drew. And that's going to be the 90 degrees turned up. So, place it in the vise. Do a little trial and error here. We're going to try with our good piece first. So if it messes up, we're totally screwed.
Right. We have to start over.
Let's see. Put a square to it.
Now remember, if you're using a piece of metal that's the same thickness of your square, don't stick it in there and tighten it down like Ben just did.
Right, yeah, this is thicker than my square, by the way, just to let you guys know.
Because if you do that with the same thickness, you just ruin your square.
Ruined it, or you probably don't want to bend either one of them at that point.
No, or you might have to bend them together to make sure they work.
True, that might be the best way. Alright, let's bend this thing. Alright, first off, we're going to make a guess at this and tell you that this is going to make a long swooping curve. Don't worry, we're professional blacksmiths. And silence. Bending wrong spot there, bro. What had happened?
We're just like a plan.
Hold that for me. Thank you. And slowly bend down as I hammer. It's not working.
Alright, I believe that we have made a fact that you probably don't want to drill those holes before you bend that because
It weakens those points.
So
let's start all over again, shall we? We'll be right back and we'll get to close to this point. Mainly just the lines drawn.
no one can see any of that you just pointed to.
These lines will be drawn. These holes will not be drilled. Back in a moment. Alright guys, back again. All that work, and we have 2 lines drawn. So let's try this one more time. Let's see what happens. Nice and easy. Alright. Put some force on that. And let's begin to bend.
In a bend.
That worked out pretty well that time. Alright, by the way, I'm using an axe, or a hatchet, I guess you'd say. Don't make fun of me, because I just don't want to mess up any hammers. You don't like using a good hammer on scrap metal. Yeah. And as I said before, we're professionals. Professional blacksmiths. So it looks like we went a little far. It's alright. Better, closer, warmer. Look about right, Danny?
Yeah.
Alright. Next step, let's drill some holes again.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll probably pick up to where we drilled. We'll probably have the finished piece with the angle in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the first time we did it, we didn't really think at the time we wanted to drill our holes so they'd be straight. But we didn't think it would damage the structural integrity of the steel and weaken it. So.
Alright, holes drilled, angles done. Time to saw it.
Saw.
I'm not sawing all of it.
Saw some.
Saw some.
Saw some.
Saw
It's
some.
gonna be salsa.
Yeah.
Now this is the part where I'm hoping that he cuts off his thumb so we can get a lot more views.
Right. The Dukesons kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good.
No.
You know. No, I wouldn't like that. I'm guessing everybody knows how to use a hacksaw already, right? Okay.
Yeah. Always use your thumb underneath it as a guide.
Right.
Disclaimer, don't do that.
Right. Let the saw do the work. And it cuts on the push. Alright guys, so next thing, a little bit of welding. What we did is we went ahead and put the screw through both the nuts on either side of the bracket. That way it gives us a nice level nut on this side of the screw tube. Weld tube, not bad. And then we're just going to tack it, maybe on 2 sides, 1 side, whatever we can get on it. And then we'll go from there.
Remember, you always look directly into the light while you're welding.
True that. I swear we're wearing everything safe. My gloves don't look safe, but they work. duct tape makes it work. Right?
Yeah. Duct tape makes everything better.
Absolutely. All right, and we'll clean it up with a grinder and we'll be done. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
All right, here's the project. Licensed Floyd Rose trim, and we got a guy that don't like it.
Yeah. And he said it don't stay in tune, and he's trying to set it up for a really heavy gauge of string so he can low tune.
And check out some of that action. Might be just a touch high.
Yes. But if you notice, if you look at the Floyd Rose itself, the way it's set, the way they try to do it on the edge, see how the Floyd Rose is sitting compared to the body? That ain't the angle you want your Floyd Rose at.
No. So, here's the problem. Somebody jammed wooden blocks in here to make it stationary. We're going to do something similar, I guess. And tighten this claw all the way up, leave all four springs, take our little bracket that we made, put it right here with a block that's going to have a screw adjustment so we can raise and lower the action as we need and get rid of all this nonsense. We don't need it.
Correct.
Nobody needs it. So the first step, I believe, is going to be getting these springs off. Right, Danny?
That's what I would do.
All right. Let's see what we got string-wise.
Tension's pretty much all the way out on those.
Yep.
Well,
So there's nothing really pulling on this block. So thought we might give this a shot. Wood screw, wood, screwdriver, pliers.
what are you thinking? The big block first or the small one?
I don't know if it matters though.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out here shortly.
We will find out. Ooh, it's coming out.
Good.
A little easier than I thought it would. All right, there's one.
Otherwise you come right on out.
Yep. All right, so it looks like our bracket is dried. So let's just mark some holes here.
And if you're wondering, yeah, that's still the same bracket.
It's awesome. Worked perfectly, if I have to say so myself.
Yeah, we do.
We do. All right, so I'm about center with that. Just gonna mark a couple holes. And drill them in.
You're gonna drill your pilot holes, right?
Yeah, man. Putting it the right one there. All right. Set that right there.
Beautimus Maximus. So if you notice, he's not using to screw this in. He's not going to use a screw gun to screw this in.
No.
You don't ever want to do anything like that with the guitar.
Nope. No power tools on fine screws.
It's a good way to split your wood.
Mm-hmm. Or strip a screw or anything bad,
Cause
really.
problems.
Bad things happen. And always drill pilot holes, because you will split wood in a heartbeat. And that's no fun. Not when
you got a whole different problem on your hands then.
All right. Now, we put our screw in. Home Depot, and I think this whole setup cost us about $5, something like that.
Yeah, the bar stock probably cost the most.
Yeah, it was $4.
The whole piece of that was like $4. I think altogether cost us about $7 and something.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is, if you wanted one of these, you can get them off Amazon.
And they're like $10,
right.
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We'll put
with shipping and everything, I think they're probably like 12.
Yeah, we'll put something up about that. I mean, you can buy one if you want.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do this, but why miss out on all the fun?
Right.
Right.
Also, like we were saying earlier, if you don't have a welder, which we did have access to a welder, and didn't actually know how to weld.
Right.
So you can always use 2 nuts to lock it down.
Yeah. You just put 2 of those nuts on. We just used one and tacked it right onto the edge of our bracket. Use 2 nuts and use them like a lock nut. You'd be good.
Yeah. We also went with an Allen head, so you get that angle in there. Once you get the springs installed, you're going to be hard pressed to get a screwdriver in there.
Yeah. Plus, it seems more professional, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know how professional we are.
Oh.
The most.
Consummate professionals.
Right.
It's like consummate bees.
Yeah. Alright. Putting some springs and some holes.
Yay.
Put some S's and some H's. Alright guys, so now we've got the trim block in. Just kind of put 2 springs in so you can sort of see how it works. It just basically blocks the trim from going back too far. Once we got this together, we were starting to set it up and found out it's kind of a waste of time because everything's just shoddy on it. So we're going to redo this guitar a little bit, but just to give you an idea how this works, just keeps it from going back that way. We take our little Allen wrench, we can adjust how much action we have, how far back that goes. Once we get 2 extra springs on here, he'll have a hell of a time trying to pry that back anyway. Yeah. So it's about as good as a fixed bridge, I would say.
Yeah, it'll be pretty much a fixed bridge. But the thing we also want to tell you about that is, if you're trying to take your floating tremolo and basically turn it into a regular tremolo, you can do that as well with this.
Yeah, that's basically what we've done here. If you leave these 2, well, you probably need another spring in there, but if you leave these springs in here, you can still work it like a regular old Strat trim, a one-way trim system, but he don't want that, so we're going to tighten that up.
Yeah, we're going to tighten it up and try to make it as fixed as possible.
Yeah, if he really yanks on it, he can still drop it.
But yeah, put your whole body weight on there. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we got a hold of him. We got a hold of Mark last night, and he said that we can pretty much do what we want to this thing. So we're gonna hook him up, and we'll do another video later about that.
All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Light 'em.